We are up early on Saturday morning, and here we are at Gettysburg National Park, and we're going to tour the museum. Wow, there is just so much here to see. You could literally probably spend the whole entire day just in the museum. The museum has this huge painting that's in the round, and they kind of reenact the battle. So I'm going to show you a little clip of this.
An attack on the Union center is Lee's last hope for victory. At 1 o'clock, 150 Confederate cannon opened fire. Union guns thunder back. The massive bombardment continues for nearly 2 hours.
Wow, that was pretty amazing. Now we are going to tour some of the battlefield. We're heading into downtown Gettysburg. And imagine being here 150 some years ago. Every building here was used as a makeshift hospital to tend to so many wounded soldiers. It was July. It was hot. And I'm sure the smell of thousands of fallen soldiers laid heavy in the air. It's interesting being here. I'm glad we visited. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel a little sad, a little bit somber. It's hard to believe such a picturesque landscape could just be ridden with so much blood, so much human suffering. It's hard to believe such a big part of American history took part here, in these little farms. It's mind-boggling. Visiting here made the Civil War more alive to me. It's hard to fathom really what happened. I still don't know that I fully understand it. How a country could just fight against itself. That's Rick standing down in Devil's Den.
Where I'm standing right now is approximately the center of the Union forces line on the third day of battle at the Battle of Gettysburg. This was the high water mark of the battle, and this was the stronghold for the Union troops. We are on Cemetery Ridge. The Union forces had occupied a high point of ground. They had all their artillery set up in a line and were defending it from Confederate troops who were in the morning encamped in the woods a mile behind me. As the day progressed, the Confederate troops came out of the woods, lined up in single file, and attempted to storm the Union forces here. About half their troops were picked off by cannon fire before they ever got this far. But when they did, the Union troops started loading the cannons with belt buckles, buttons, nails, any little bits of metal, small rocks, and turned their cannons into shotguns, which they fired upon the Confederate forces as they infiltrated their lines. They were repelled by the Union forces and eventually retreated back across the field. And this marked the end of the battle here, after which the The Union had the opportunity to pursue them, but decided not to.
Our last part of the tour was the cemetery. There were thousands of bodies buried in shallow graves or mass graves, and eventually the government bought some land and they dedicated this cemetery. It's chilling walking through here. To see states, unknown bodies, and I respect these soldiers, north or south. They fought for what they believed in. They give up their life for what they believed in. They say that history is doomed to repeat itself if we don't learn from it. So I pray that we learn from this, that we never become so divided that brother is fighting brother, cousin is fighting cousin, father is fighting son. When I got home, I watched the movie Lincoln. And again, it was a somber feeling. It's sad to know that all these lives lost didn't really end slavery. Lincoln himself is the one who ended slavery. Still, I don't think these lives were lost in vain. They had a big part of shaping the future. That's a wrap, everyone. You know what to do if you like this video.
You all come back now, you hear?